Hello, and welcome to episode 35 of the Beasty Common Room Correspondence on March 14th, 2021. I'm Jennifer.
I'm Marjolaine.
Sophie's there somewhere. and I'm Ev. Hi.
Hello.
Hello.
Welcome to, I'm going to call it a lazy Sunday because I think we're all a little bit, tired, but we hope to have a very fascinating discussion today for you all.
The topic is we'll wake up. Wait. Sorry.
Okay. My coffee's broken. I tried. It's just not working.
I have purple tea.
Now it's cold. Ooh, purple tea. Didn't you have red tea the last time? Or was it purple?
But I figured purple would be more magical. So
Yes.
see, it disappears.
I feel like that's a Dumbledore. Does Dumbledore like purple?
Yeah,
yes.
Purple drinking suit. Dumbledore tea is perfect.
It does have a purple suit, so that counts.
Oh, I tried to wear the closest thing I had to a Dumbledore shirt, which is just Antonio holding the Elder Wand. And I'm pretty sure this is a spoiler. Whoever made this shirt, I think, knows things we don't know.
Antonio comes back, and he is the true master of the Elder Wand.
I really want this to be true.
And actually, it's not Dumbledore that defeats Grindelwald, it's Antonio. But it's so embarrassing that it just never makes it into anything.
Yeah, they gave him all the glory instead. I'm telling you, I feel like this shirt is like very important.
He's the real Fantastic Beast.
Mm-hmm.
Fantastic Beast MVP.
That's the last movie is Fantastic Beasts, The Revenge of Antonio. Didn't you come up with that, Marjo? I think you said that before.
I don't know if it was me, but I definitely heard that. But that's a good one.
I really want that to be a thing. I don't think we wrote anything in the Justice Midge, did we?
No, but we have another. We have a long. We opened the case, so that's fine. Okay. I think.
And we have lots of predictions. Some of them are more realistic than others.
Yeah. I attempted to listen to this episode a total of 3 times. The first time I listened to the wrong episode. The second time I listened to the correct episode, but I got distracted. And then I listened again right before, and I was still distracted. So hopefully
so we didn't.
It'll be okay.
We didn't specify, but I guess you guessed. We are talking about episode 35. And that came out April 24, 2017, and it was called Hey Jude.
That was good.
Very good.
So we're talking about Tina?
We are talking about Tina, of course, because
because that's her middle name. Tina, Esther, Jude. Steen.
I think the only characters who got mentioned in this episode are Dumbledore, Grindelwald, and Newt. And that's all.
Yes. And a lot of birds.
A lot of birds.
A lot of birds. That's what they should have called it. Hey Jude and a lot of birds. Sophie's still busy, so we can't reopen the case yet, I feel like.
Yeah. So
you can.
We can.
So of course, it was the episode when just the first episode after the announcement of Jude Law cast as Dumbledore. So, do you remember what was your first reaction when we got the news? I was really excited. I don't remember where I got it and how I got it, but that was wide.
Yeah, there was so much speculation, right, leading up to who was going to be Dumbledore.
Yeah.
So at least it seems like everyone reacted positively instead of like, oh, this guy.
I remember not having any strong feelings about it. More like, okay, all right, let's see how this works out.
I had zero. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. I already told
I was going to say, I have zero reaction because I don't think I was a fan yet when they announced it. I don't know when it was announced.
You weren't because you became one late after me, and when I became a fan, he was already casted.
So you don't have one either?
No idea.
I could pretend to have one. I would be like, yay! I don't know.
I was like, oh, yeah, makes sense.
Yeah, no, Jude Law is one of my favorite actors, so I was really excited. And actually, it's also one of my brother's favorite actors, so he was also really excited. I remember that he was, yeah, my boy, Jude Law, he's in it, yay! It was so funny. Yeah.
Yeah, there's big shoes to fill, so I think, I mean, it's easy to imagine. Like, if you're just doing casting in your head, you're like, yeah, that could work.
Yeah. Where were we?
Sorry. We were waiting to reopen the case.
Yeah, you may go ahead now.
Okay.
So yeah, so
Thank
of course,
you,
You're welcome for whatever.
to reopen the case, we want to go back into a part of the episode where they talk a lot about Jude's filmography. So, and some of them try to count how many movie or TV show with Jude Law they saw. So I tried to count too, and actually I saw 17
pretty good.
movie and TV show, and there are still a couple of them in his filmography that I really need to watch because I didn't saw everything. So yeah.
I have to say, after the big from the big list that we have here of his movies, I've only really seen Captain Marvel, but I didn't realize he was in it. And I have seen The Holiday a long time ago, which I barely remember, and I really want to watch it again. But my education is not complete. My Jude Law education. I have to go through this list and watch them all at some point.
Yeah. So in the episode they mention quite a lot, but they of course started with the Imaginarium of Dr. Parnassus because this one is a fun one because the character is played by Colin Farrell, Jude Law, and Johnny Depp, and Heath Ledger. So it was.
That sounds so weird.
It's really weird. It's a very weird movie.
Did you enjoy it? Would you recommend it? Would you recommend it?
Yeah, I recommend it, but I didn't. I saw it only once when it came out in the cinema but I had a weird reaction to this movie because it was also the last one with Heath Ledger after he died. So it was also one of my favorite actors, and I was still mourning for his loss. So I remember more this movie because of him more than I don't remember anything
folks.
about the other every actors in this movie who played this role. I was so happy with the fact that it was specifically Jude Law, Johnny Depp, and Colin Farrell because I love all of these actors at the time. So it was. Yeah, but it's really weird. I don't remember the story of this movie.
I don't even know that I know this movie at all. I'm looking it up now just to see if it does not look at. I have no conscious memory of seeing a trailer or anything.
I know that it exists. I have not seen it. But
it looks weird, so I'll probably like it.
Yeah, it's a Terry Gilliam film, so if you know a bit about Terry Gilliam, it's totally his style. Really, really weird, but really interesting. There are a lot of details. The props and the costumes are wild, and yeah, that's really fun.
Yeah, it looks interesting. I will have to look for it.
I have seen from that list like 6 or 7, but mostly because, as you can see in my beautiful background, that he is the only actor who has worked with all three of my favorite actresses. So you have Kate Winslet somewhere there behind my head. Kate Winslet, Renee Zellweger, Catherine, and then Kate again, and that movie I don't remember. And obviously, yeah. So he has done 2 movies with Kate, 2 things with Catherine, 1 with Renee. So I've seen at least 5 movies, but from that list, it's I think 2 or 3 more.
Yeah, so they mentioned Alfie, which was one that I didn't saw. Also, I don't know if one of you.
I know that I've seen
Maybe.
bits and parts of it, but I'm pretty sure I've not seen the whole movie. It came out right after or before Cold Mountain, so I've seen.
Yeah, it seems really familiar. I don't know if I've seen it or just have seen a trailer. There's a lot of his movies that I'm like, oh, I totally intended to watch that and never did. Oops.
And never did.
Yeah, I thought I had. When I was looking at the list, I was like, oh, I've totally seen like most of his stuff. I was like, oh, wait, no, I haven't. But I've seen a lot of them over and over and over.
Yeah, that's
So maybe that's why I thought.
Cold Mountain I've seen like
Totally up
60,
on his
70 times.
filmography.
Yeah, I was surprised that they didn't mention Cold Mountain. I saw. I
That's one
didn't.
of my favorites.
He was nominated for an Oscar for that.
Oh right, I remember. I didn't remember that.
I think it might be my favorite of all of everything ever, even between Fantastic Beasts. I think Cold Mountain is still my favorite because
I
it's
need to
just
see it again because I don't remember much. It's
it's a long movie, so prepare yourself.
The book is even longer. Okay,
Yeah,
but we're not talking about Cold Mountain yet.
no,
Okay.
but we can now. It was just one of the lists that we.
You know, I've just
Yeah.
realized that Cold Mountain and Brokeback Mountain isn't the same movie.
That is correct.
That actually, I think I made this mistake too.
I was like, was Jude Law in Brokeback Mountain? I don't think he was.
No,
I
but
think
do you
Cold-
know who was in Cold Mountain? The
Renee
guy's name.
Zellweger.
Yes, but also
A lot of people.
shut your face.
Mad Eye Moody is what you're trying to say.
Right, this is who I wanted to go with.
I can read your mind.
Brendan Gleeson.
Thank you.
Hmm
Yeah.
He's
I
Renee's
forgot that.
dad, right?
Right?
He replaced
Oh,
Renee's dad. Yeah.
Not in real life. Sorry.
No, I was what?
Yeah,
But he is the father
She's
of.
the sister of Bill.
I missed that.
You know her Texan British accent. She has a really good one, right? Yeah.
So since I seem to be the only one who is very uneducated about Jude Law's movies,
Mhm.
apart from Fantastic Beasts, what would be the top 3 Jude Law movies that somebody like me should watch? I want recommendations from all 3 of you, and I'll write them down, and I'll work on it.
I cannot give it to you. I'm so biased.
Oh no, be
Yeah.
biased. That's what I
Okay,
want.
so it is The Third Day with Catherine, Cold Mountain with Renee, and The Holiday. I actually not The Holiday. The Holiday is a weird movie because you can chunk it up so well into Kate
It's
and
a
Jack
fun.
Black,
It's a fun
and then-
movie.
Yeah.
But I'm not
I
the
love
biggest fan. I'm not the biggest fan of Cameron Diaz, so I always skip her scenes.
But for an average viewer, it's a very watchable movie. Third Day, you might
No, I
Might-
don't
you
think
might
I'm
not
third day.
enjoy, depending on your viewpoint. It's a journey.
Yeah.
Okay.
He was in Grand Budapest Hotel.
Well, we should come back to the Third Day because I have a lot to say about that.
What about you,
Yeah.
Marjolaine? Do you have top 3 for me? I have taken notes.
It's hard. Of course, I love the Sherlock Holmes movies.
Sherlock Holmes. Yeah.
So yeah, it's really fun, and he's doing a great Watson.
Okay.
But I like science fiction, so I love Gattaca, which is one of his first, and AI, artificial intelligence. I love this one too. But the two of them, he has a secondary role, so it's not in the center of the story. But
Yeah, I
they
keep
are really
forgetting.
good in this type of science fiction movie. There are 2 really good movies.
I keep
Okay.
forgetting that he was in AI because I saw that was to be my first movie I saw him in, like when I was 11 or 12, and then I didn't realize him. And then I saw Cold Mountain, and then later I saw AI again, and I was like, hey, I know this guy.
What about you, Jennifer? What are your top 3 for me?
Well, definitely Cold Mountain.
Okay.
I thought he was really good in Enemy at the Gates. See, I really like some of these other movies more, but I feel like he's not that big of a role in it. And it might be worth watching The Talented Mr. Ripley, if only for the bathing suit scene.
I never saw this one. I don't know why, because that is
my introduction to Jude Law, is him. And he's not even, I feel like his character, it's been a long time since I thought.
Yeah, he is.
I feel like his character is really not the main character, but just for that scene.
Is that the one where he's a janitor?
A janitor? No, I don't think so. He's just like a pretty boy. I don't know how else to describe that character.
I'm thinking of something else. Okay, great. I have.
And it has, oh my God, I can't think of anybody's name anymore. Jack.
Leonardo DiCaprio.
Thank you. And Kate Blanchett. And not to throw shade, but I really don't enjoy Gwyneth Paltrow, but she's in that movie. But anyways, just watch that scene.
Nobody likes Karen Spotted.
Okay, well, I especially don't like her.
Yeah, I mean,
but if you don't remember him in Captain Marvel, it's fun.
I have not.
Yeah, but that.
Yeah, I wasn't terribly
his
keen on
role is
Captain Marvel.
quite-
I thought it was okay-ish.
You
Sort
and
of
all the
fun.
internet.
Yeah, no, I'm not. No. Well, so yeah.
I felt a bit bad about it because I felt like everybody's meant to like it, but
I like it.
I mean, the first time I saw it, I was, it's cool, I guess. But now with few months after, I was already, no, that's just another Marvel movie. That's,
That's what I'm predicting. That's why I'm not watching any of them, because I'm like, I've seen it. I've seen 2 of them, so I've seen it.
It's a bit that,
So thank you for the list of next to watch with Jude Law.
Yeah.
So I'll keep you posted in the comment room about how I'm getting on.
Apparently, I should probably watch Sherlock Holmes, because I haven't seen any of those. I'm like, that's probably one of the biggest things he's in, right? I haven't seen it.
I think so, yes. And they are really, really fun.
Is that the one
Actually,
with Robert Downey Jr.?
Yeah, it is.
Oh, okay.
And I prefer Jude over Robert Downey Jr.
I like both, but I tend to agree that I prefer also Jude Law. But yeah, Robert Downey Jr.'s Sherlock is quite special. But yeah, I of course, like they said in the episode, we had the Sherlock series closely after the first movie. So for me, yeah, the comparison between Robert Downey Jr. and Benedict Cumberbatch as Sherlock, it's not in favor of Robert Downey Jr. Yeah, but yeah, they mentioned other movie that we can not talk a lot about it, except if you want to, but they talk about Lemony Snicket's a series of unfortunate events.
I did not know that there was a movie with him. I know the one with Jim Carrey, and I know the series with Neil Patrick Harris, but I have no idea I've ever seen him in.
No.
Is he in the one with Jim Carrey?
I
Or
think
it's a
that's the
separate
one
one?
with Jim Carrey, but
Yeah, I have seen those, but I don't remember them much.
so there is also Existence that I remember that at one point I decided a couple of years before to do a Jude Law marathon, and I tried to watch Existence because it was one that I didn't watch, and I couldn't pass a few hours. That was too weird for me, so I stopped. So I never watched all of it, and I don't even remember that Jude Law is in it. So yeah.
I have a feeling a lot of those I've seen. Like, I know I've seen Closer.
Yeah,
I know
Closer.
who's in there, but I cannot remember a lot.
Closer is really fun. I love this movie.
Fun.
It's fun, not fun, but it's four actors that are so good. The four of them are so perfect.
Yeah, Natalie Portman,
Natalie Portman, it was
Julia
Clive Owens
Roberts, Clive Owens, and Julia Roberts.
and Julia Roberts, and they are
Maybe
yeah,
I
that's
have
not
seen
fun, but the scenes are really powerful, and yeah, that's a really
Maybe
good
I
one.
have seen that.
I
It
know
sounds
that I
familiar.
wanted to watch The Grand Budapest Hotel right away, but I didn't. I never got to it. So I'm sad that he
We'll
was
watch
in
it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Jude Law
like
has
in
not a big role
5
in
years.
it, I think.
Yeah, I mean, he's
our
sort of a-
friends, you know.
Yeah, who's really hilarious. But it's a
Yeah.
Wes Anderson film, and not everybody enjoys those. I really enjoy them. So
Yeah, I like it. I'm
But
not
it's not
a big
a
fan,
big
but
role.
I like it. Yeah.
it's pretty weird. One that's
Oh,
not
Sky
on here.
Captain! Sky Captain! I was so excited that
Yeah.
Michael mentioned Sky Captain because I agree with him. I remember that I saw it on theater and I was so excited. I thought it was so fun, and I didn't have the chance to rewatch it because this movie never it's nowhere, so I can't watch it. But I love this one in the fantasy.
Yeah, it's very.
It's really fun.
I think I saw it in the theater too, but all I remember about it is that it's very stylized. I don't remember anything else about it.
Yeah,
So
he's a pilot, I think, in it.
yeah,
I know
there's
that.
planes and weird stuff happening. I don't
Yeah,
remember.
it's a big adventure movie, really fun. I
Or is it
really
a Zeppelin? I don't even remember.
yeah. But I
way
want
back.
to watch it again because I didn't rewatch it since it came out, and it's from
I wonder what year that came out.
2004. So
Oh, yeah.
that's a long time ago.
It's a long
No,
time flies when you're having fun.
So we have also My Blueberry Night that was not mentioned in the episode, and I love this movie so much. It's so
I'll
cute.
find that.
Can't
Jude
say
is
I've
just
seen it.
it's not in all the movie, but he has one of the major role, and he's so adorable. that's so cute. Yeah.
Yeah, I can't say that I've seen that.
I've seen the trailer. I think that's the one that I had intended. That and Closer are the one I had intended to see. I never saw, I think. One that's not on here that I think everybody watched at the beginning of COVID was Contagion.
I've seen
see
that
that.
one, obviously, because again, Kate in there.
I think I've seen it, but I know everyone we watched it in
Yeah.
last year, but I didn't, and so I don't remember much about this movie. So
Yeah, I don't know. I guess everybody was wanting to watch things about
I don't
the spread
I
of
don't
disease.
understand why.
I'm like, no, I'm good. I've got enough of that in
It
real
is
life.
really. Oh, it also has Gwyneth Paltrow in it, but
then I
it
can't
is
watch it.
really, Yeah, it is really.
It's not
but
that
I-
bad.
But I think she dies right away. I think she's the first person to die. from
Oh,
it.
okay, then
Spoilers.
I'll watch it.
But it is like.
I mean, it's a
you
pandemic.
just-
Everyone dies.
Yeah, it is really like. Oh my
That's
god,
not very
you're so
uplifting.
stupid.
No.
Like,
No.
I'll get around to it. It's taken me. I've watched Captain America like 5 times now, and still haven't finished it. So I'll put it on the list.
Is that the one with the like a red-headed thing at the end?
Yeah,
Is that the one?
the
I
one?
think so. Yes.
Which one?
Right. Yeah. okay.
Contagion?
Captain
No, the
Marvel.
Captain America.
The moment Kate,
Captain Marvel.
the moment Kate died in Contagious,
We are
was
talking
trying-
about the two movies.
You're very ruthless with how you watch movies, Sophie.
yeah.
I'm still trying to figure out the redheaded thing at the end in Captain America.
No, Captain Marvel.
Oh, Captain Marvel,
Yeah.
redheaded thing.
No, I was talking about Captain America, but maybe I'm thinking of a different.
But yeah, you
Which
have
captain?
the red. Yeah, I think
Oh.
I know what you. Yeah, but Judo is not in Captain America. He's in
No,
Captain
he's in
Marvel.
Captain Marvel.
Even I knew that.
That's right.
So another one who we have King Arthur, where
I saw that.
that's from Guy Ritchie, like the Sherlock Holmes movies. That's an interesting movie.
Is that the
I'm-
movie that they shot right
Look it
next
up.
to Fantastic Beasts? Is it that the first one? Like, did they shoot it in 2016? Because Catherine was
That's-
talking about this movie a lot. She was always like, it was so amazing to see New York in Watford or whatever it is. It's Watford, right?
Yeah.
And then in the far distance you can see the castle of King Arthur.
Yeah,
Because
it
they
must
were
be
shooting-
Oh.
must be it because it came out the year after.
Yeah.
Fantastic Beasts.
So they
Oh.
were shooting at the
Google-
same time.
Google says it was an epic fail. I
Yeah.
don't think I saw this at all.
No, it was
He-
a big fail.
He looks good in chainmail.
It was not
Uh,
as bad as people said it was, but it's really. I mean, you can't
It's
watch it.
different.
Yeah, you have to watch it to laugh a bit because especially Jude Law character is too much. It's really too much.
To say it nicely.
So it's Jude Law overacting, is what you're saying?
Oh yes.
Oh, I will go watch it.
Still,
I like.
still probably
like that.
better than Excalibur, because that's horrendous.
Oh, I love Excalibur. So
You do? Oh god.
Like the really old
Yeah.
Excalibur.
Yes.
You all
Oh,
have to watch the Monty Python version, and then you will be like, "That's the best one ever." Monty Python rocks.
I mean, I love almost every Arthurian movie, so I like this one too because it's different and it's really fantasy and extravagant, and yeah, and the music is great and the visual effects are a bit too much, but they are great.
okay.
But yeah,
I'll have to put it on the list.
So the last one we have is The Third Day. And I just said to Jennifer before we started this, I said I've never have to see a Jude Law movie ever again, or have to see any of those in the list, because and Jennifer, we watched this man digging a hole for 2 hours live. And we are like, we've seen it all. We've seen him
Is
cry.
that what the
we've
movie
seen
is
him
about?
laugh. That's not.
No,
what the movie
oh.
is.
No,
It's not a movie.
Okay.
It's a series. It's a little.
Wait, you
mini
should
series.
back up for those who have no
Yeah.
knowledge about it. So it was really a 3-part. So they filmed
6-part.
real episodes, regular. Well, it's still not regular because it's a very odd show, but yeah, there's
Like Lost on
each-
steroids.
each chapter, as it were, takes place in a different season. So that it starts out, and they filmed the 2 regular looking television episode, whatever, chapters first, and then they came back during quarantine and did a live 12-hour event that was meant to take place between these 2 chapters. So it's kind of a bit out of order.
Yeah.
And not everybody watched this 12-hour event. But Sophie and I did. And when I say we watched, I mean, we were
That's some
there
dedication.
for the full 12 hours. Like,
Oh god.
I tried, and that was
The one thing that really kept me awake was
the chat.
the live chat.
Mhm.
Like if
It
I
was
was just
entertaining.
have sat there and watched it with Jennifer, I would have
Yeah.
been I would have been asleep 3 hours later, because
and I think you can still go watch it on Facebook because it was on
Yeah.
Facebook. And I think you can watch the live chat stream. But honestly, for what it was, because how did they keep your attention for 12 hours? It really was like captivating. You're like, what are they doing next? Like,
yeah, because
Yeah, it was really well done. It's actually one of my favorite French YouTuber who talk about cinema did a video about this specific episode, and he was just, that's the best thing that happened. It's just amazing. It's so
it was so
well, the
weird
stamina
because-
that
yeah,
they
it was
had to
so
have.
weird. Like I'm not exaggerating when I say we watched 2 hours of him digging. It
we
was really
literally
2 hours
watched
of him
for-
digging.
Yeah.
But I was like, oh, I have to go to the toilet. I have to go to the toilet. But what if something happens in the next 3 minutes? You know.
And
it's
it's
not like
live.
he
You
just
you're
dug a
really
hole.
watching it live, so that's
Yeah.
It was sort of like,
That's a
how long can
stressful
we
12 hours.
torture Jude Law? Because not only did he dig a hole for 2 hours, and it was like straight up mud. It wasn't dirt. It was just
Yeah.
mud
Yeah.
and really thick. And you could tell he was like really
Struggling.
trying hard, struggling. And then he had to go stand in like freezing water or like swim in it? Did he swim? No. How did he
No,
get on top of that
on
thing?
the
He was on the platform and then he had to jump in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's very strange, but also it was like, is he gonna be okay? Like, can somebody check
Yeah.
on Jude Law, please?
Yeah, I mean, it was not winter; it was
Autumn.
autumn. Yeah,
It was
but
Third
Was that
October.
part of the third day, the movie, TV series, or what?
No,
It's
so
very
you
confusing.
you have the three first episodes that was in summer and pointed at his character, Sam.
mhm.
So you had Sam and Jess, who was played by Catherine, and then they stopped. Then you had the autumn, and then they continued with winter. And winter was Naomi Harris, who played a character.
Yeah, you barely see Jude Law in the second
Yeah.
part. Of
They are talking a lot about him, but
Mhm.
it's like the winter after he came to this island, and so they are talking a lot about him. And so you have Naomi Harris playing somebody, I've forgotten, Helen, I think was her name. And so yeah, you had 3 episodes, then the big one, and then the other 3 episodes.
3 more.
Hmm.
It was, and it's a very strange. I would not call that sci-fi. It's more like a
No,
horror.
Mhm.
Like I
Actually.
said, it's like Lost on steroids.
It is. We kept comparing it to Lost when
Yeah.
we watched that show, but it's
This-
shot on location.
This island is special. And I
Yeah.
was like, yeah, they said that about the third day too.
We're like, we know what's going on down here. I think Lost was less creepy, but yeah, it was shot on location on OC Island, and it's very.
Yeah.
The 12-hour event was very ASMR. It was really cool how they shot it.
Yeah.
Between the action bits, they did a lot of just like panning around. I think we watched people stuff little
Oh yeah. That was the
scarecrow
first-
things for like
that
an
was
hour.
That was the first time that we were like, okay, so
What are they doing?
because that was the first moment that they were just holding on to one frame, you know. The rest of it, or before that, they were at least moving the camera. So you would
Yeah.
you would start with going onto OC, you know, this little pathway. You would go on there, and then you would go around and follow the people and how they prepare.
But
for
it's
the
all in real
festival,
time.
and then stop at this field of people stuffing straw into puppets. It was just, and we were sitting there for an hour, and we were like, "What are
What's
you doing?
gonna happen? Yeah.
People, we have lives here."
Yeah, I would never watch. I don't think I would ever watch the show again, but I would turn on that 12-hour event just to watch
No.
the weirdness.
For me, it's the other way around. I would
Oh.
totally watch the show again, but not the
Probably.
12-hour event.
Probably I'll never watch either again. But it was. I feel like Jude and I are bonded now because we spent so much time together.
We saw him go through a lot
Yeah.
of stuff.
Like I really hope
Mm.
some people ask him about it in the Fantastic Beasts interviews in
Yeah.
the next go
Yeah.
around.
Because it was just before the Fantastic Beasts shooting.
Started, yeah.
Hmm. Yeah.
Well, they
Because
shot
he
it
already
way,
has this beard, this
Yeah.
Dumbledore beard that he don't have in the.
And it must be really hard. So I just kept thinking for the actors, since Catherine and Jude are both playing these characters, which they had kind of already set to the side and played other roles since they filmed the episodes, and then they had to come back in real time and play the characters again.
Mm.
Then they had to kind of put them to bed and then pull out Dumbledore and Tina. So I feel like it's fascinating how the actors can just
I
sort
hope
of
they had
switch gears
a
like that.
whole week to rest after this 12
They
hours.
had, they
I think
had,
he needed longer than that. Like I swear they half killed him. Like,
yeah,
for
and
real.
they had to quarantine 2
Mhm.
weeks before and 2 weeks after. So
Oh.
they had
Probably-
like I think they started right after the quarantine.
Probably. Should
So hopefully
we
he just
move
sat
back
there.
to Fantastic Beasts?
What's
Yes,
that?
let's talk about this. Let's talk about this guy that we've never mentioned in this life, and maybe go back to the actress who is also somewhere.
I don't know what you're talking about.
'Cause we have so many predictions this time.
Yeah.
Huge amount of predictions.
So it's time for the tea and strudel with Dugu.
Yeah,
So-
and I just wanted to say I just ordered food for in an hour, so we have to go through it
This
quickly
is as
here.
close to a lemon sherbet I could find in my house. It's just a lemon
Oh,
Starburst.
I actually have
And
some lemon sherbets in my house.
Oh, and plus this is really old, so I'm not sure that it's actually edible, but we'll see.
Bleh.
Very hard. Normally these are soft. I mean, it's just sugar. Does sugar go bad?
Yes.
We are very
If you see fluffy
commentary
stuff
noise.
growing on it, it's gone bad.
Oh no, it's not.
I think you're okay.
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 I'm
Who
just
wants
gonna be
to take the
sucking on
first,
this.
first prediction?
Shannon says she hopes for Crave's movie. Like Star Wars is doing anthology films, the Wizarding World can do the same and give us a Crave's movie.
not yet, but one day maybe. I don't think if they are doing one day standalone anthology film that like Star Wars did, I don't think we will have a Graves one, but
Yeah, I
I
feel like
don't
she's
know.
just sort of grasping for straws because she really wants to see Graves again,
Yeah.
which I'm
yeah.
okay with. I would watch it, but I don't
And
think
we-
it's gonna happen.
Yeah, and I was surprised how many Star Wars references they had in this episode. But at some point they mentioned that it was Star Wars Celebration this day when they recorded, so that's why. Yeah. Did she cut the image because I was talking about Star Wars, or was it just a
She left.
coincidence?
I think so.
She's like, I'm out
That's
of here.
enough. That's enough.
I mean, she didn't leave when we were talking about Marvel, so I feel like she was okay.
So
What the next prediction?
the next one was from an outpost from Ginny, and she said that we will see Dumbledore's own Ollivander's wand because it was before he had the Elder Wand. So, and yes, we did. Here it is. It's glorious.
Yes, I also have it. I think
Yeah.
this might be the coolest wand, honestly,
Yeah,
It's
and
really cool.
that they've made. Because it's actually metal, and a lot of times it's just painted to look like metal, but his is actually metal on the
with
ends.
some runes in it.
Yeah,
Yeah, I love it.
and the little wood carving cutout
Yeah.
thing. I got mine. I just ordered it in like a set, but they had them when I first saw them at Universal, and they kept selling out of them because everybody apparently was like, "Ooh, what's this new wand?"
Yeah,
yeah.
If it's actually metal, then that makes it more useful as a household object, because then if you have an open fire, you can use it as a fire poker.
I mean, it's just the
Well,
it's
this
not the
part's
wrong.
still wood.
Yeah, it's not. Or,
But I
or
feel
if
like
you
You
if
could knock
it's-
someone out with it, like Poirot or something.
When you see just that, it looks like a cane or something.
Yeah, that's what it reminds me of, Poirot's cane.
Mhm.
But it's interesting too because I think they had to change his wand halfway
Yeah.
through filming, so it's like CGI or something. I didn't.
Yeah.
I've never sat down to pay attention.
Not
to notice.
halfway through it, at the end of it.
Yeah,
Oh,
they
whoops.
shoot every scene with the because the
remember why.
original one that they did looked too much like the other one,
Oh
so
yes,
they changed it after that. So yeah,
yes, this guy, Antonia's wand. You mean?
Antonia's one, of course. But
yeah, I'll have to-
I have a funny story also because the Dumbledore one came out the day before the world premiere, the Paris premiere that they did.
Mhm.
And so I was in Paris and I tried to grab the wand because I had my cosplay ready for Dumbledore, but I didn't have the wand, and they didn't had it the day before in a shop, but they told me to come back the day after. So I went back the day of the premiere and I got my wand. So
Ooh, hot off the press,
yeah.
hot off the wood.
I
Wheel.
would not want to have a wand fresh out of the press.
It's a flat wand.
It
That's-
might look weird.
Have you seen Grindelwald's original wand? That's what it looks like. Like he just
Just-
picked up a stick, like a twig
Yeah.
off the ground, and it's sort of like half flat. Reminds me of
Yeah, true.
toenail
Like
or
he
something. I
cut
don't-
it from the tree.
Ooh, sorry that I'm
Yeah.
yawning so much. I'm just, I don't know. I'm just tired.
It's okay. It's a lazy Sunday. Is that my next point? That's me.
Mm-hmm.
So Shannon said about whether Jude Law as Dumbledore will have a beard. I think they will have to give him a beard. He's working the bleep out of this beard. What if they gave Jude Law a really, really long beard? Beard him up, she said. I'm like, yeah. I think it takes a while. Like, it would seem silly for him to be the young Dumbledore with a long beard, I feel like. Is that weird? I
You
mean,
could
maybe
totally do
they're...
it. I mean, they decided
Yeah.
to just give him a short beard,
Mhm.
you know, to give him more
But maybe
like
the
room to
beard
grow.
will. Yeah.
Yeah, like Jude said in one interview.
As it goes on,
they
it'll get
they
longer.
were like, should we
It's tight.
just trim it a little bit? No, just a little bit more. Just a little bit.
No, then it wouldn't be a beard. That would just be stubble if you keep trimming it.
No,
Just a little shorter.
But they were like, we are not sure because he probably had like a normal full-sized beard, and they were like, not really what we are looking for.
It is a commitment, though. I mean, at what point would he like just be like, I'm shaving it off and we're going to do the fake beard? Just because that's an option. But I guess it doesn't look as good, supposedly.
I don't know if they again showed it for movie 3, but I remember that partially because we saw him a lot with Third Day, but after the first quarantine, he had such a massive beard, and yeah, he was so proud of it for Dumbledore to have this
A real beard.
Yeah,
A real beard.
I'm
Like
just
a real-
thinking
it's
of-
also
like a
already
real
with
boy.
beards, but
Yeah. My nurse brain is like, that is just not hygienic for COVID.
Yeah, they, Catherine and him did something together in the first lockdown, and his hair quite looked like the first movie, but then when we saw him live, the hair was longer and the beard was longer. So I don't know if they have changed all of that, and we're like, oh, we rather go with a little bit longer versions of all of it.
I have a question. Since I've never been a fan while they were making the films, at what point do you get to start seeing little sneak peeks of like stills from the movie? Or
The first time,
Good
I
question.
will remember exactly when we got it for the second movie. It was exactly a year before we got this little still, this
Okay.
little moving still.
so this
where
summer?
with all of the- yeah, I think so. I think in summer we will probably get the name and the first look of the characters.
yeah,
I'm keeping my
they-
expectations low.
Same.
They officially wrapped the production this week. So yeah, we have post-production already started, I think. So they will be ready to release.
The funny thing
feature.
is, I just realized it yesterday. So Poppy said it's a wrap for Fantastic Beasts, and then like a few hours later, Zoe also said it's a wrap, but it's for Batman. And I was like, so they
Oh.
started at the same time and they end at the same time, and
Yeah.
they're right next to each other. They're like neighbors. It's
Totally.
weird. So I still believe in #Leader Lives because
It would be really easy to do.
yeah it's
Yeah,
just-
but
I do the ruse.
they can bring Colin Farrell back too because
Yeah.
he's in it too.
yeah.
Is he? He's in the Batman.
I'm
Yeah.
but I'm more excited for Lida.
Same.
Sorry.
I mean, I know she's dead, but
She
I
is
would be
not
excited
dead.
too.
I think she's alive in some form or fashion.
Oh, 3 against 1, Marjolaine. Sorry.
Because why else would they waste half of the second movie telling us her whole life story just to kill her? I mean, I guess
You
they do
have
that.
the whole story.
Oh,
But that's we already talked about
I
that.
told
Go back-
you
go back.
an hour for my food to arrive.
Oh, okay. I thought this funny because when they were going on quite some time about his beard and how he looked great with a beard, and it just reminded me of all the interviews from the press tour and how Catherine was making fun of all the interviewers because they would get so, she's like, they get so flustered and they just don't know what to say when they talk to him.
And she
And
liked that the guy
Yeah.
for once would be the object of lust.
Yeah. Yeah.
And not the woman.
Yeah. I think I made the point later in the notes, but I can make it here. I was going to say it is funny because he is very attractive that sometimes we forget how good of an actor he is because you're just staring at him. You're like,
So
you're so
distracting,
pretty.
is that what
You're you're so distracting that you forget to watch the acting. You're like, oh, it's actually really good. But anyways, what's
Okay,
that?
shall we move on to the next prediction?
Yes.
Okay. So Michael and Shannon say in relation to Dumbledore's gayness that Jude Law, who is an excellent pick for Dumbledore, can play him as just a person and not a stereotype. And I hope we see how well-rounded he is as a character. Because, I don't know, you guys remember there was all this big uproar about the not explicitly thing that
Yeah.
David Yates said with regards to whether Dumbledore Grindelwald's relationship is going to be portrayed as
So
explicitly
bad
gay.
at communication. This
So
podcast.
not explicitly. So yeah, if listeners are interested, I think there is a several hours long Speak Beasty discussion on our YouTube channel from exactly about that.
Yeah.
Which is quite fascinating. But I mean, it all turned out to be that just David Yates went, well, I think he just meant that there is not going to be a sex scene.
Yeah, but I mean, we know this because we know that they haven't met till 1945. So, of course, there's no sex scene and not a kissing scene. But when he said,
With the flashback
we are,
or something.
yeah, but that, or when he said we were closer than brothers, I think it is very much implied and very explicit.
Yeah, and with the mirror of every set scene, it was pretty.
Yeah, so I think it was
Clear
definitely
for me.
miscommunication there. So yeah, because everybody's just really blown up about it, and
But of course, we
It
didn't
turns out
have
to be
a
over
kiss.
nothing.
We could have a kiss. We could have more intimate scenes in flashback. But we still have time, so
that's true.
Yeah, I wonder how much more we'll see, and I think I keep stealing my own notes from later in the discussion.
And also, you know, how it's going to go now that Mads has taken over from
Yeah.
Oh
Depp.
my god!
So how explicitly are we going to get with that?
I want that, but there are not. We will not have romance between Jude Law and Mads Mikkelsen because if
It'll
we
be the
have,
younger characters.
Yeah.
Well,
Which
we
I'm
don't know that.
okay.
Maybe he's really struggling to fight him, and
Mhm.
maybe there will still be something there.
Yeah.
Or maybe
But
they
I
just
I loved
just
you.
meet up
Yeah.
in Paris for croissant, just like secretly.
They will
You know, like the Christmas truce kind of thing. So they
Yeah.
just meet up. Once a year they meet for a croissant and forget all
Oh.
the bad blood about it. And then the
Leave
following
it at the
day they just
door.
go back exactly.
Leave our
to the way things
drama.
were.
Yeah. What is it?
I
It's
want
like
that fan fiction. That's so perfect.
that's like How I Met Your Mother, right? Where they pause or something. Or what show is that? Where they're like pause and they can just not talk about what they're arguing about.
I don't know, but it's a good idea.
Yeah, I think it's How I Met Your Mother. I can't remember. But that's
They will
funny.
meet at Shoot and Edie's.
that's
And I knew Jennifer would get that. Thank you. Okay.
that's the best interview.
Yeah.
Edie and
And
Jean.
Ekra. Okay. Michael says, it's implied in the books that Dumbledore's feelings for Grindelwald are part of the reason why he couldn't bring himself to face him until he did. So it could be very interesting.
Yeah.
People.
That's exactly. I think it's exactly the center of the plot now. That's what the movie 2 was about, essentially. So yeah, and I love that they made this. It was not that in the movie, but they added this idea of the blood pact, and I love that they turned this plot point into a magical thing, magical bond that make it, make it emotionally heavy, but also interesting for a viewer, for magical idea to add to the universe. So yeah.
Yeah, and I'm interested to know the difference between that and the other pact that we see in Harry Potter, if it's going to be similar rules or different rules around that. But I was going to continue the Star Wars comparison, so I know you'll hate that, Marjo. But I feel like
I am the one that doesn't like Star Wars, not much.
I know I was kidding.
Just wanted to clear it up.
You can mute me. So I feel like Grindelwald is sort of the comparison to Anakin here. So I wonder, like Dumbledore still, I mean, I feel like they showed us in the second movie that he's still kind of struggling because with the flashback in the mirror, that he still sees him. So clearly he still has feelings for him, but he's kind of become this monster like Anakin. And so it'll be interesting to see once they actually break the pact, how much of a sacrifice he has to make, you know what I'm saying? So he can kind of use the fact that they have this pact and he really can't actually attack him as an excuse not to confront the real sacrifice, which will be once it's broken and he has to make that final decision.
That's really interesting. Yeah, because I think it will be the plot of movie 3 or 4, but I'm
somewhere in there.
To know how to destroy the pact, but I never thought about that being a sacrifice, because he seemed genuinely intrigued at the end of the movie to watch it and to say, I'm not sure how I can destroy it, but again, it's Dumbledore, so maybe he knows and he don't want to do it.
Yeah. Like he wasn't really trying hard to go find it, but now it's sort of a necessity to do it, take care of it. So that's why I just feel like he was maybe once, well, I don't know. The books really don't ever, I feel like he's never really described in a good light, Grindelwald. Like he was always sort of a power hungry, let's kill the muggles type of guy. But maybe I haven't read enough of the book. Could be wrong.
Yeah, no, I think, I hope that's what is implied with recent Mads Mikkelsen interview, that Grindelwald would be. It was also already the case with Johnny Depp, but I hope it will be even more subtle with Mads Mikkelsen to show that he really think he's doing the good, the greater good for the world, and that's not just a way. It's of course a way to manipulate people, but it's also what he truly thinks it's the best. And so I'm really intrigued to see how they will show us that Grindelwald really is convinced that he's doing the right thing, and that was what Dumbledore was attracted to meet somebody who has such a strong conviction that he has the power to change the world for the better. So
I feel like they talk about this in episode 38, which is the wrong episode I was listening to. So I'll save my opinion. I'll save it for that episode.
We will go back to that, I'm sure.
Yeah, we lost Sophie again.
So the next prediction was from Shannon, who said about how much the second movie, who said, wonder how much of that's not, that's me who tried to formulate it, but that's not right.
You can't do it.
No, I can't, because it's not right. They were thinking how much we will see Dumbledore in movie 2. So, and again, a Star Wars comparison. She said he's gonna be like Mark Hamill in The Force Awakens. The whole movie will just be, where is he? And he turns around at the last minute of movie 2. And that makes me laugh, because of course he showed up earlier than Mark Hamill in Star Wars, but he actually turns around to reveal himself, like Luke is in the end of this movie. So yeah, and there are doing more comparison. Go ahead.
I was going to say, now I have the song "Turn Around, Bright Eyes" in my head. What is that song?
Bright Eyes. No, that's not.
No,
it. But I like that they said and he turns around in the last minute, but he turns around, and that is very, very nice, as we see in Marjolaine's background. Mm-hmm. And the funny thing was how Eddie, who was in the scene with him, obviously, was like, he would screwed it up so badly because
Yeah, he was like
it's
doing
very,
this pretend.
very important how you turn, and he would have been like, how would I do it? Like, or like,
Yeah.
That was funny.
That was funny. And he does have the Dumbledore twinkle in his eye.
Yeah,
so it's
totally.
funny.
But that's it. The comparison with Luke is so hilarious
cute,
because
yeah.
there was a lot
You're
of
like, did it.
yeah, because there is also the comparison between the lightsaber and the Elder One, which was really fun. And also, I think Shannon maybe said like, and he is missing a hand for some reason. And I love that because actually we had the hand.
His hand is here.
I was just laughing so hard because I was thinking about the hand, the gloves, and of course it's also something.
I feel like they definitely get a point here. I don't know.
Yeah.
We can give them a point.
We'll give it just because it's so funny that he literally does that. Shall I do the next one?
Yeah, you should because it's your color.
Says the
wait.
says the faceless voice.
Stop. We have a comment, and which is not from F for change. It says, yes, as Jennifer said. Oh, it's by the boss, by the way. Yes, as Jennifer said, they explore variations on the theme. In FB2 alone, we have the Blood Pact, Karma's Unbreakable Vow, and possibly, not sure, the Fire Ring, with its eternal allegiance pledge.
Yeah. That is true. I want to know all of that. That's when I start to wish it was a book, which I don't think it will ever be, but like I would love to read more.
I think it will
just watch
eventually.
it.
Yeah,
We'll
I
just
think
have to
so.
wait
After
a
the-
few years.
Yeah, after the movies come out and
Yeah.
are
Okay.
better than the
I would
second
read
one.
it. Yeah.
I would totally read it, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
May I continue?
And then have, you know what would be great?
No.
To have each of the actors do the audiobooks. So you have Eddie, the first one, Catherine, for instance, the second, Ellie, Dan, and then Jude. That would be great.
Well, they can
I
just
agree.
do like dramatic reading kind of
Oh yeah, I would love
audiobooks.
that on a
So
stage.
then
Like they did with Harry Potter.
Yeah.
That would
That's
be so
so cool.
cute. A dramatic
I will just take any and everything they give us. So yeah,
Yeah, sure.
sounds good to me.
Hmm.
Okay, so Michael and Lizzie, they talk about all this potential that could, what could be explored. Oh, with Dumbledore, Michael says, "Will they make proper room for that? Whose story is it going to be? We just talked about a great Dumbledore movie, but it's Newt's movie." Lizzie said, "Now that we have him, I want him to do the right thing with him. I don't want him to waste this opportunity."
Which is funny because they still talk like that, even after they saw the second movie. Lizzie is still like, I want a Dumbledore story.
Oh,
It
yeah.
is a Dumbledore story.
Yeah, I
It
love
is.
I mean, how more
Totally is.
Dumbledore story can you
Yeah.
get? I mean, it's kind of
It's-
taken over everything,
yeah, but
really.
it's not that everybody's happy about it, like Moy.
Yeah. I mean, we have the two sides. They are so excited that we have Dumbledore that they hope that it will focus. It will
Solely
explore
on
every opportunity that we have with Dumbledore. And actually, I think that's totally what they are.
Yeah, but that's not
Doing?
what we were promised.
And now, yeah, many people say, but it should be about Newt. It's Newt's story.
That's
If
what
we didn't
promised.
have,
I mean, yes, but I don't think Newt can carry a story by himself, to be fair. I mean, I don't think
You
he's
just
a
say
great
it because
supporting
he
character,
is-
but
he has not the opportunity.
he's a what, sorry?
He doesn't have the opportunity, because you don't know how movies would be if it was really just about Newt, so you can say if he
Well,
is just
okay. But like,
think-
how much of him looking awkward and cute do we really need in a movie? I
I
mean, okay, he's awkward the first movie, and then the second movie he's awkward again.
That's such a Gryffindor thing to say of you.
Then the third movie he finally kisses Tina.
Give me the great Gryffindor
big
hero,
axe.
big,
Yeah.
give me Dumbledore,
Yeah, that's it.
the flamboyant Dumbledore.
Well, in
I'm
fairness,
gonna-
he's sort of hiding behind the scenes. So
I'm going to go in the middle. I feel like I'm okay with the Dumbledore story. I feel like that is definitely going to be explored, clearly. But I do think it is the false promise. Like they set up the whole first movie about Newt and really kind of the little band of little outcasts, I feel like, is what the first movie was about. And that is what I gravitated to because I really like that. Like Luna is my favorite character from Harry Potter. Give me the underdog or the outcast or the weirdo and I'm there. Whereas, but like you're saying, well, can that really be a movie? Like, can he go searching at every country and just hang out with animals? I mean, I would watch that, but it's probably not a plot. So I feel like hopefully the two are going to be married in the following movies. Maybe
Oh,
that the
would be
first movie
nice.
was setting up our outcast friends. This the second movie is the Dumbledore story, and then now it's going to become okay. Sometimes we do need these weirdos to help us in life to
yeah, well,
accomplish
that's why I
things.
think he's a great sort of side, like a major side, but still a side character.
I hate to think.
I don't like the
I
word
hate
side.
yeah.
Well,
that's it.
okay, sorry, I
That's-
don't know the right
Like
terminology
Eddie-
for
right
this.
now.
Eddie, we don't need you anymore.
Yeah.
go be an extra. Like, I feel like that's how the second movie felt. Like
Because-
literally,
because-
our characters are
Because
extras.
here's the thing, you have Newt being the main character, and then you have Tina, Queenie, and Jacob being the supporting characters.
Tina's not
But
even in it.
if yeah, I know Tina's actually the main character, but that blah blah blah. But if you have now Newt and Tina as supporting characters, what will be for Jacob? You know, will he be supporting?
Jacob
be
is
dead.
there
He'll be dead.
He's just
until
there.
he's dead.
Shut up. He's not. He will never die. I seriously don't think that they will kill off Jacob because then they can.
He
They
did
can't
his
take
job,
some-
given
take
that
the
we
vaccine.
determined that that Queenie is pregnant and hence this is how she's behaving. He already did his bit in the plot, so he can.
No,
he
they
can-
will
Salvation.
not. No, they will not
Wow.
cast him out. I promise they won't. Okay.
Yeah, but I think as soon as they announced that we will have 5 movies, it was
Arctic
clear
one
that
too.
they. I mean, I agree that a movie just with Newt and Tina and Jacob and Queenie, it's really fun, and I want more of that. But 5 movies with just the 4 of them.
I mean, they made Indiana Jones. Isn't that kind of the same thing?
You know what I want? I want like a sitcom with them.
Yes,
That'd
like
be fun.
WandaVision.
Because they'd be like, you know, they could have
hate
like a
sitcoms.
season of them being in New York and we see them going into the bakery and they're like, oh, you know, like
I don't think that we're gonna get that.
wizarding
But
friends.
to be-
I want
to be
wizarding
the-
friends.
I like that as something, not the main content that need to carry a franchise. That's not enough to bring everyone to be invested. It's enough for some of us, of course, but I
Sure.
think the Dumbledore Grindelwald stuff it was.
That's
Plus, we
That's
have to
why they
remember who
say,
the author
why
is
would-
here. She
yeah,
doesn't
but
do that.
No, she
Why
doesn't.
would you say that? You don't know what stories could be made out of Newt and Tina and Jacob and Queenie. You don't know that. You have not seen it. We all know the story of Dumbledore and Grindelwald. We know the story. So we know it will be a good movie or a good franchise. But you cannot say, oh, Newt wouldn't be a good storyline because what's up to him? Well,
It's good, but
we
it's not.
don't know it because we won't see it or we haven't heard about it or read it.
Yeah, but that still was their first idea. So if they change,
Yeah.
I
mean,
think
there
it's
must
for
be
a
enough-
reason.
There must be enough in Newt that she has imagined clearly that she was like, oh, I have this whole other story, and then they turn it into a 5-movie franchise. So I think Newt will still be front and center. I don't want to see, honestly, a movie where he is an extra,
No,
a glorified
No,
extra.
I don't think he's going to be an extra. I think
No.
he's still going to be quite important, but he's just not going to be
But I mean,
center stage necessarily.
But
Dumbledore.
he can be, but they really need to give him a connection with what will happen with Dumbledore and Grindelwald, because even if if they want to keep Newt and the other at the center of the plot, they need to make them really involved, like they try to begin to do it in movie 2. But the only plot with Newt in movie 2 is how to get him involved, actually. So that's why we.
Well, I think Grindelwald's Achilles heel is what they've already described, that he doesn't consider things that, I forgot how they word it, but like things that he considers to be unimportant could really be his downfall, like Antonio.
Yeah, like Sauron with the hobbits. Newt is the hobbits of...
So I think that's the overarching theme of the whole story, is something that is small and seemingly unimportant, like Newt, will actually be very important. Yeah, and that we just haven't heard why, because Rita Skeeter's really not a reliable reporter. Or whoever what is the story in I haven't finished my Deathly Hallows reread, so I don't remember, but the articles
Commander, man or monster.
Yeah. You can't believe the press. So I feel like that's going to be, I think he's going to become more important.
And we're going to have a scene of a wedding between Newt and Tina, which is going to be cut for pacing.
Yes.
By David Yates.
Yeah. We need to have our own predictions. Yeah.
I want this written down as a prediction.
They do that,
and it's funny because didn't Allie say like, oh, we're going to have that, right? And or wait, what did Catherine say? She's like, what, are we going to cut it out? Like,
probably.
Probably.
We have to go over it.
I'm already angry at what Yates hasn't done yet.
Yeah. Same. I'm pre-annoyed by him.
I mean, that's the best way to be actually angry. I'm still hopeful, so...
No, I have given up on having any expectations. Can we move on to the next point? Because we are really getting close to my dinner being delivered.
Okay, I'm sorry. I have a Charlie now.
It's nice to see where your priorities are, Sophie.
I forgot where we're at.
Michael, about Newt.
Oh, yeah, that's me. Apologies, that's my fault. Okay. So Michael says maybe Dumbledore was the only one who liked him, that is, Newt. He likes social outcasts.
Oh, I'd written something, sorry. I said they get a half a point since we find out that Lita also liked him. And I think we still haven't really seen the whole story between Dumbledore and Newt. Like, we've seen little glimmers.
And his expulsion from Hogwarts that we were sort of promised. We never really got any more on that.
Yeah, and that whole line in the first movie, he's like, why are you so important to Dumbledore?
Why is he so fond of you?
Yeah, or whatever he says. I feel like there's going to be more. I mean, I still am really hoping that Newt's really more like a secret agent man, and that he's working for him in this underground whatever.
He is already, but he doesn't know
it. He doesn't know it. No, I feel like there's another. I mean, he's been all around the world. Who better than to do Dumbledore's bidding than Newt, who nobody pays attention to because they don't like him.
Well, they do now. Whenever he actually walks in somewhere, people pay attention because he's like, oh, look, there's all my beasts. Oh, no, I forgot to close the thing.
Oops, I let that beast out of the case. But I still, do we think that was purposeful?
What?
As a distraction?
No, he's just
just really absent-minded.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I think either way, we may miss something between Newt and Dumbledore in the past. Who established their friendship, or we have everything and it will evolve. But I think Dumbledore is also really interesting in Newt for different reasons, but I think one of them is that Newt studied the obscures. So I think that will also be the value of Newt in this whole big plot around Credence and Aurelius.
Which is also mentioned in episode 38 coming up, just so you know.
Okay, so I'm stopping there and we will go back to that. Next point.
Next point. My favorite point. Shannon, about future casting. Ewan McGregor as Aberforth.
Yes!
Yes.
That would be hilarious.
We'll take it.
I want so bad that Ewan McGregor and Jude Law in the same movie. I want it. Give it to me.
A childhood dream.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay, moving on. Oh, that was a quick
So
one.
Shannon, what if Graves is alive and he's got a super huge grunge, and Colin Farrell and Jude Law team up to take down Johnny Depp?
Like
I
that.
said we will never see that now.
Oh, definitely not.
For a few reasons. Sophie is typing something.
Yeah, because I just realized that I didn't mark this.
Oh, I have cat hair in my mouth now. Are you saying it?
Let me just read it quickly. Were we finished?
Sure.
I think so. I think, yeah, we already talked about Graves, if he will come up or not.
So Michael also says, has Johnny Depp ever been on Sesame Street?
I googled it, and yes, he was with Kermit. And something with Pirates of the
Why?
Caribbean.
Yeah, it was
That
not.
is so weird.
It was more Kermit covering the premiere of Pirates of the Caribbean, so he was not. He was interviewing
Not really.
Johnny Depp, but it was not like Jude Law who was playing a sketch for them. So
So
I don't know if it
kind of
counts
not
or
really.
not.
He was with a Muppet. I'm counting it.
Yeah, basically.
But the actual show Sesame Street, no. Okay. Michael
There's still
also
time.
says,
There's still
there's still time. Dumbledore probably not going to happen now. Sorry, Johnny.
I will feel
Yeah. Who knows the truth? Michael says Dumbledore could have a time in Paris. And they went on to talk about the environment in Paris being very open.
Here.
Yeah, that they could have a fun gay time there.
Very
But
gay.
no,
gay
he
time.
doesn't
And
even
we-
go there.
And
Twice
we
full
come
year.
back to Eve fan fiction about Grindelwald and Dumbledore.
Oh, you have a
Nice.
They
fan
could
fiction?
have that. Yeah, they could do what I
Paris.
said earlier,
Yeah.
but in Paris. They
I
could
mean,
go to one of
you
the
mentioned
gay
a croissant,
clubs.
so it needs to be in Paris.
Yeah, so it's a proper croissant, not the fake croissant. Yeah, so yes, and it's happening in one of those exciting gay clubs that they talked about in the time.
The
Turner.
monocle, not
Yeah.
the monocle.
So it's very educational.
No, that one was just for women, but I'm sure there was one that they could go to.
I'm sure.
Okay, so the next one is from Rasmurta from I'll Post and Shannon, and I'll try to read this because I find it difficult to read because I keep hearing it in my head in Shannon's voice.
Give us your best Floridan accent.
So Shannon
Is there such a
said,
thing?
perhaps Newt will give Fawkes to Dumbledore, and they will have Newt find this phoenix, and he will catch this phoenix earlier in the movie, and he'll decide on name for it, and at the end he'll give it to Dumbledore, and Dumbledore will be like, I think I'll call him Fawkes, and Newt will be like, oh.
Oh.
It
Sorry,
was a very
Shannon.
cute story, and if they didn't die, they will happily live together.
Mhm.
Newton Dumbledore?
Yes, as we have established few points back.
Is that
they
a
will
ship yet?
get
It
married.
should be a ship.
Oh, definitely.
Newtledore?
I think it is.
Dumble Newt. Dumble Newt.
Temple New.
Commander.
Okay.
Tina
Oh,
dies a
Dumbledore.
spinster.
Scamandor.
No,
That is my
Tina and
fanfiction.
Lita.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
And
okay.
Could be a
That
thing.
that is a ship that I am shipping.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah.
Michael and
But we
Shannon.
don't know what the deal with the Phoenix in Crimes of Grindelwald is, and we don't know
Yeah.
whether Dumbledore has
Yeah.
Fawkes at that point yet or not. He does mention,
He doesn't. I'm sure he doesn't. But
yeah.
yeah,
Otherwise, he
that-
probably would have mentioned it as,
Yeah.
and by the way, I have a Phoenix.
yeah,
When he
because he
talks about it.
mentioned there is this story in my family that a
Mhm.
phoenix will show up when the Dumbledore is in need. So yeah,
But I
the,
think
the,
that
the only
the
question
phoenix-
is the phoenix that we see, is
Yeah,
it
it's-
Fawkes or not?
Yeah, but I think
Yeah.
so.
We're
I'm
not
putting
even
my
sure if
money
it's an
on it.
actual Phoenix or is it just Grindelwald doing his sleight of hand
Magic
thing.
Like WandaVision?
I
Sorry,
don't know. I
had to-
haven't watched
I had to
it.
put it in there. Okay.
Michael and Shannon say Will Ollivander be in the movies too? Ewan McGregor is Ollivander.
He's both Ollivander and
Aberforth.
Aberforth. So
I think he could do it. I think he could do both.
Sure.
they can just do like, makeup on him, and he can, he can do both.
No more casting. We have one person who plays him.
I
all.
still say he should be Grindelwald because he looks a lot like the actor that plays him in Harry Potter.
Thank you. But
so he could do all three.
Why are we talking about this and not them?
I don't know.
Because they just make wrong choices. They make wrong choices.
Bad life choices. Yeah.
They should be ashamed.
Okay.
So the last one is from Shannon, who said there is a there will be a special bird in every movie, and one of them is an augury. And Michael add, we will have the Dirico, the Fooper, and we just want the augury to have a better shot than in Cursed Child. Maybe each Fantastic Beasts movie will have an important bird at its core. And Shannon said, and the last bird would be the snowy owl, and it would be Edwig's grandparent.
I want what Shannon is having. Seriously, the predictions in this episode are just amazing.
Yeah.
I really like that. I think they're not wrong at all.
For now, they are not. Yeah.
They forgot to mention the Thunderbird, but yeah.
No, but that's what I'm saying. That's the first special bird, and so from that they go on to say that every movie will have a special bird.
So movie 1 we have Thunderbird. Movie 2 maybe Phoenix.
Yeah.
Movie
Phoenix
3
or maybe a crow, because we have the
there were a lot of birds
emblem.
Yeah, but it's not an actual
raven.
bird.
Yeah, and actually Kama was supposed to
raven.
be a bird animagus. So
Who was? Sorry,
Yusuf Kama was supposed to be.
he was.
Yeah, you will have that later this month in the bonus Patreon.
And also, obviously, Tina is a pigeon.
Yeah, obviously.
And of course, Tina is a pigeon.
So we know movie 5 is going to be Snowy Owl. So we need 3 and 4, some bird. So could
An
be
augury.
There's
I think
plenty
that's
of
augury needs
some
to
sort of
be
water bird.
water bird.
other bird.
I don't know.
An
I haven't read my book
that's
lately.
that's my
Swan?
Patronus.
That's your Patronus?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Cool.
I didn't know
Augury's
something.
cool.
That is shocking.
I went, for some reason, I was thinking how long do owls live, and apparently they live from, looked up specifically snowy owl, and it said typically around 7 years, but in captivity up to 20. So in my brain, I was
wow.
thinking, actually, it doesn't matter that Hedwig died because she would have died anyways because it's 7 years.
It was in
I'm
captivity.
sick
so
and
she
Ouch.
could-
but yeah, she could have lived longer because she was
Yeah.
in captivity. But anyways, I
And
just-
they are magical, so maybe
longer, yeah.
I don't know.
Okay.
So let's move on to the joke of the week. Juliana, you have Juliana's not here.
I had a joke for her about the Little Mermaid, but
Oh, do it.
I think I've sort of formed it. I haven't actually formed it all the way. Why? Hold on. Why did Sebastian take all of Ariel's fun things that she collects?
Because he's a thieving little so-and-so.
Because he's a little bit shellfish.
That's,
Okay.
I accept that as a joke.
Has nothing to do with Harry Potter or Fantastic Beasts. But in Juliana's
Little mind.
well, I was just gonna say, since she's not here, we did one for her.
Yes.
Okay.
I just
Yeah.
broke my lighter.
No.
No, that's okay.
So
Okay.
should I do the contact this time?
Please go ahead.
So even if we are on a break right now, you can still listen to Speak Beasty on all places podcasts are found, and you need to do that for our next correspondent live, of course. You can find us on Twitter and Instagram at Speak Beasty. We have a lot of really, really fun things there, thanks to our marvelous social media team. And Facebook at facebook.com/speakbeasty, on Tumblr at speakbeastypodcast.tumblr.com. You can email us at speakbeasty@gmail.com, and you can support the show on Patreon at patreon.com/speakbeasty, so you can become a member of our awesome common room and join us for every interesting discussion about the news that we will have little by little. And you can join us in this type of live. And you also, thanks to the Patreon, have a lot of bonus content that are coming up during the break. We are working hard to bring you content, and there are a lot this month, so it's great. Yay!
Woohoo!
Okay.
So I've been Sophie.
I think I'm Jennifer.
I will be Marjolaine.
And I'm still Ev.
Hey.
Yes.
Close.
Closed.